Hello witches, wizards, and those who are yet to receive their Hogwarts school letters, welcome to my Harry Potter kitchen. This is the YouTube series where I'm baking my way through the Harry Potter books, making recipes for every item, food and drink that we find inside. If you missed last week's recipe where we created a cake disguised as a gone off piece of salmon, then check out the link down below in the description to catch up. And if you're new to the kitchen and you want to see some more Harry Potter recipes, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell. Then you'll get an alert every Magic Monday when there's a brand new recipe. Speaking of which, let's head back into the chamber and find out what's next. The food at the Deathday Party keeps on coming, so let's head back into chapter 8 to find out what's next. Okay, so in a few sentences after last week, I can see another mention of haggis, which we made earlier in the series. Check that out if you missed it. Peeves has also arrived at the party wearing a very fashionable bright orange party hat, and he is carrying our next recipe. Nibbles, he said sweetly, offering them a bowl of peanuts covered in fungus. You'd have to be nuts to eat that. If you'd like to recreate these Hogwarts House inspired covered peanuts, then make sure you check out all of the ingredients, measurements and method up on my website, bradleybakes.co.uk. The link is down below in the description. So this week we need to make peanuts that have been covered in mould, but that didn't sound too appetizing. Instead, I thought we'd still follow that covered peanuts theme, but cover them with 4 different toppings inspired by our Hogwarts houses. So what I'm going to do is walk you through the whole process of making your peanut flavourings, tossing them through and then roasting them to seal in all that flavour. Let me know down below in the comments which one of these is your favourite. First up is going to be Gryffindor, so we're going to make some smoked paprika and garlic peanuts. This is what you need to do. To make your Gryffindor coated peanuts, you want to begin by peeling your garlic and pressing that through a crusher. I'm then going to take a saucepan on a medium heat and add in some olive oil before frying off my garlic for 1 to 2 minutes. I'm then going to season this with my smoked paprika and some salt before adding in my peanuts. You want to keep on tossing these around until they're nice and evenly coated, and then we're going to transfer them to a baking tray where we'll bake them in the oven at 100 degrees Celsius or 215 Fahrenheit for about 15 to 20 minutes. And this will give a chance for all that liquid to evaporate and leave us with some perfectly coated peanuts. So those are our Gryffindor smoked paprika and garlic peanuts. Gryffindors, let me know down below in the comments what you think. Okay, up next for you Slytherins out there, we're making some chili and lime coated peanuts. This is what you need to do. For our Slytherin peanuts, instead of making a flavoured oil, we're going to use the lime juice to seal in the flavour, as well as some lime zest for an extra citrus hit. Grate off the zest of your lime before cutting in half and squeezing out the juice. I'm then going to cut my chilli in half, scrape out all of the seeds and then thinly slice them. Depending on how spicy you like your peanuts, feel free to tailor this part of the recipe, adding in as much or as little as you like. Place the lime juice into a bowl and then flavour that with your lime zest, chilli and some salt. Stir through and then add in your peanuts, tossing them through until they're nice and evenly coated. Again, these are going to go into the oven at 100 degrees Celsius to dry out for about 15 to 20 minutes. So those are our Slytherin chili and lime peanuts. Let me know down below in the comments, Slytherins, are you going to give those a go? Okay, next up is our recipe for Ravenclaws, and you have something a little bit unusual, but it is going to work really, really well. These are teriyaki glazed coated peanuts, little Asian inspired snack for you there. So I'm going to show you how to make a quick teriyaki glaze. It's really, really simple, and then we're going to cover our peanuts in them before roasting them. To prepare the ingredients for the teriyaki glaze, you want to thinly slice your spring onion and then peel and grate your ginger. I've also crushed some garlic. Heat up some oil in your pan and then add in your spring onions, ginger and garlic. Fry this off for about 1 to 2 minutes as it bubbles away. While the pan is still hot, you want to pour in your soy sauce and you should start to see that bubble up and help deglaze the pan, and then we're going to sweeten it with some honey. Once all the honey is dissolved, you can then add in your peanuts and then toss them until they are nice and evenly coated. You know the score by now. These need to go onto a tray into the oven at 100 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes. So there you go, Ravenclaws. Let me know down below in the comments what you think of those teriyaki glazed peanuts. Okay, last but by no means least, you guys know I have a little bit of a sweet tooth. So for the Hufflepuffs, I'm making some sugar-coated peanuts. So what we're gonna do is make a lovely caramel, toss our peanuts in there, and then they'll go nice and crisp in the oven. Then you can tuck into them later for a starter or dessert. To make your quick caramel, all you need to do is add your sugar and your water into the pan. Sprinkle over your salt. I'm also adding in some nutmeg to give this one a little bit of spice. Allow this to bubble away for about 3 to 5 minutes until it goes a nice dark shade of brown, and then you can add in your peanuts. Toss these through until they are nice and evenly coated, and you should start to see that caramel thicken up. Be careful not to cook these too long as the caramel can burn. So as soon as you've got that desired colour and consistency, take it off the heat, place them onto your tray, spreading them out as thinly as possible, and then pop them into the oven at 100 degrees Celsius for 10 to 15 minutes. Once all of the peanuts have cooled down and the coatings have hardened, you can take them off of your tray and place them onto your serving dish. Of course, it's my Harry Potter kitchen, so I'm assembling mine into lightning bolts. I'm finishing the Slytherin ones off with a little bit more chili, and our Ravenclaw teriyaki ones with some spring onion, and then these Hogwarts House coated peanuts are good to go. So there you have it, 4 quick and easy Hogwarts House inspired covered peanut recipes for you to try. And hopefully you like the range of flavours we've got here today. I've tried to infuse flavours from all around the world. So we've got our Gryffindor, smoked paprika and garlic with a bit of Mediterranean vibe. Slytherins with the chili and lime to represent South America. We've got Ravenclaw with the teriyaki peanuts to represent the Asian Potterheads out there. And then finally, our sugar-coated peanuts for Hufflepuff. That's got to be America, doesn't it? That's all for this week's recipe. But if you want to see more from my Harry Potter kitchen, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click on the notification bell, then you'll get an alert every Magic Monday when there is a brand new recipe. Now, I do have a confession to make. I really don't like peanuts. Even though I've worked on these flavours for you, I'm not a fan myself. But thankfully, next week, I've got a little recipe that can transform me into someone who does like peanuts. Can you guess what it is? I'll see you next week. Ooh, nuts! Those are good.